Okay, so on to the next official entry into this review series. The Lazarus Effect, starring Mark Duplass, Olivia Wilde, Donald Glover, Evan Peters, Sarah Bolger. They cameo from Ray Wise. It's directed by David Gelb. Story time. So I actually saw this quite a few years ago. I was sick. And so I called in from work, wasn't feeling good, I was sick. I was laying on the couch. I think it was my old couch, because I don't think I had this one. It's the old couch. In fact, I think it's when my couch was in the bedroom for some reason. I used to rearrange my apartment really weird. But I was sick, and at the time I had access to Netflix, and this was on there. I'm going through, and like, my comfort is horror movies. So I'm sick, I'm like, what am I going to watch? I don't want to get up and get a movie, put a Blu-ray, and I'm tired, not feeling well. So I just go on Netflix, and I'm going through, I don't even know if this is still on there, but I find this. As a fact, I like to look at the poster. I saw it had Evan Peters in it. And, I'm like, why not? Let me just pop that on. First time I watched this, I liked it. I still like it. I just think that it's... Okay, so when I first watched this, I did have some problems with it. Those problems are still there. I feel like I don't want to harp on PG-13 horror films because there are some good ones. The Ring, The Grudge, they're out there. There's some good ones out there. But when you have a script that it kind of works better with a rated R, like this film would have worked better rated R. You could have shown a lot more. And one of my criticisms was the scene in which the character of Zoe, quote unquote, dies the first time. We'll get to it, but the first time I saw him, like, they could have done more with that. She's supposed to be electrocuted. You don't see anything. Now, I think they do a better job of it. We'll get to it. So the story here is there's this group working at a college, and they're working on bringing stuff back to life. Animals, dogs at first. And they successfully do that with one of their dogs that had cataracts, and now the cataracts are gone. But because they're not having success, they're shut down, and the government takes all their stuff. So they can, take credit for it. So not wanting to be screwed over by the government, they sneak into the place after dark to do the experiment over and record it. So that they can prove they did it, but at a certain point. And yeah, the government has their original tapes, but I think it would have worked. Because you see the date on the tape that they did, and then once the government redoes the experiment and says, hey, look, we did this. But then there's lawyers, and I don't necessarily think they would win. But this is when it happens. They go in there, Zoe goes to hit the power switch, and then it goes dark, and then you just see her laying there. And the first time I saw this, I'm like, oh, come on, we should have seen something. Electrocution. If it was rated R, we would have seen electrocution. And I think it would have been worse, because now watching this, I rewatched it twice. Not the movie, just that scene. When it happened, I'm like, yeah, there's no electrocution. But wait a minute, did I hear it right? I go back. She hits the switch, the lights go out, and then you hear a thud sound of her body hitting the ground, hitting the floor. And I think it works. I think that he's like, it's like 3, 2, 1, hit the switch, light goes out. I think that works. I think it works better than just the electrocution scene. So that, my nose is bugging me. That is done pretty well, I think. So yeah. So they did the experiment on her to bring her back. And I remember that I saw the trailer for this, and I was like, this very interesting movie. And it was a trailer I'd seen before this. I don't remember, maybe on a movie. Maybe that's how it was. Maybe I watched another movie before and saw a trailer for it. And then saw it was on Netflix. Like, hey, that's that trailer I saw. So I don't remember what movie it was I watched, but what year did this come out? 2015, right? I don't know what it was, but it could be one of the X-Men ones, I guess. Evan Peters is in this, so who knows? Yeah, they do an experiment on her, and she comes back to life, but she comes back different. She can read people's minds, and she has telepathy. She can move things, which leads to a gnarly kill where she locks a dude in a locker and squishes the locker around him. Gnarly. Again, it was rated R. More blood. She kills Evan Peters by lodging his e-cigarette, or vape as we call them now, in his throat. And then she kills her boyfriend, fiance, by using her mind to squash his brain or whatever. So, it's the ending to this film that always twists things around. Because they set up some things between the two of those characters. It's not the ending. It's this scene where she kills the boyfriend, fiance, whatever. Then I'm just like, wait, we had scenes setting up that he's a workaholic, he does too much, cares too much about his work and not enough about her. We were leaning towards a different ending where he ends up saving her and they end up, he's like, okay, I'm not gonna worry about the work anymore. All I care about is you. And yes, it kind of goes that way after she gets to he's like, I don't care, just bring her back. Just bring her back. But he dies, and I think it's kind of weird. And they do set up something in the end, but yeah. So we got the other girl. What's her name? No, but she's in some kind of weird hellscape thing. She does say, Zoe does say to Frank, that's her fiance, that when she died, she thinks she went to hell. So she went to hell. Something else came back. Is she possessed by a demon, or is it just? I think they say it was the serum that gives her the enhanced ability. So, but I'm guessing when she went to hell, her soul stayed there, and she came back different. I'm guessing. Frank does mention that when she was a kid, there was a house fire that scarred her mentally. We find out through visual cues that Zoe started the fire. So that's why she went to hell. And so that's why all this is happening. And we get this scenario, I guess I'll say it, where it looks like other girl injects her with stuff to save her. And then a fire person comes in. Fire rescue person comes in. But it's Zoe. And there are even special features on this thing. And Zoe kills her. And then the ending of the film has Zoe putting Frank on a slab and injecting him with the serum, getting ready to do the experiment on him. So she's trying to make more like her. It won't work. Because we are told that the reason why she's like this, like evil, is because she went to hell. Something happened when she was in hell. She said she was there for years. So she was tortured in hell for several years and came back different. What if Frank died and went to heaven? That could be an interesting sequel where she does the experiment at the beginning, but he comes back and he's actually good because he went to heaven. And he spent years in heaven in the good place. And so there's kind of a back and forth. This movie didn't make enough money to, warrant a sequel. But it's fine for what it is. I'll say it's middle of the road. Just because, I don't know. with an R rating, they could have done more. I think that that's a little subdued. The kills, I should say, and I don't know. It just, they're all, a lot of these modern horror films I'm doing aren't top tier. I guess Overlord is the best. I guess Overlord. So we will roll blue dice. We have 6 left, so 1. The Belko Experiment. Blu-ray case. It's interesting. This is the one that Jason from Senator Cinema sent me when I won the that contest that he did. This is one of the 3. And I already had reviewed the other 2 before I got them. But here we go. Finally finishing that off. So look forward to that. And let me know your thoughts on the Lazarus Effect in the comment below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.